What's good all day, fam? What's good? What's good? What's good all day? All right, so hold on, let me down the straight.
While he's making sure the camera's straight, I'm gonna eat some of my cake.
Anyway, all right, good. All right, so first game, we're gonna talk about the first game. What's the first game? No, let's just talk about the Chiefs and the Broncos.
We got a late guest coming in.
All right, Chiefs and Broncos. So the Chiefs and Broncos, so what was the score? What was it?
Chiefs and Broncos?
Yeah, Chiefs beat the Broncos. Should have been what 20 was it 23-10?
Yeah, great.
All right, so I said that the Chiefs was going to beat the Broncos. Go to the game. What the heck is the game? I'm going to the recap.
Yeah, the Chiefs was over the Broncos 1-10. Yeah.
The Broncos beat the Chiefs 20-13.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Broncos beat
I mean
the Chiefs.
20-13, yeah.
Yeah, so all right, the Broncos beat the Chiefs 20-13. So I said I predicted so I said the Broncos was going. I said the Broncos was going to win 25-19. Right? I said the Broncos was going to win 23-20. Yeah, you said the Broncos was going to win 21-10. All right, so you pretty much. I think I would say like you was about the margin. Maybe I was right about the scores and about the team winning. About the margin, I would say that you was closest. But you said 21-10. I mean, 21-10 is a lot close. I mean, you wasn't really that far off. 2013. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, surprisingly, the game was actually a pretty good game. Like I got the game playing right now. The replay of I got the game playing right now. You know, got 17 NFL ticket. And so right now it's like you're looking at it second quarter, 10 minutes left in the game, minutes left in this first half. Right now the Broncos are up 37. And so the Chiefs are up 7-3.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, all game, like Bo Nix, he wasn't looking all that promising.
But let me ask you this though, Dante. Was it surprising though, given their record, their stats right now at this point in the season, and given the stats for the Chiefs and the fact that their major component or weapon on the Chiefs team, meaning Patrick Mahomes, is out? Was this a surprising win though?
For the Broncos?
For the Broncos.
Was it a surprising win for the Broncos with Patrick Mahomes being out?
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, even when Patrick Mahomes was playing, it's still expected for the Broncos.
Right.
Even when Patrick Mahomes was playing. So, no, that's a good question because the fact of the matter is that this game wasn't looking promising for the Broncos at all. The Broncos, they didn't come out here dominating the game. They came out here. Now, given this is a divisional opponent. So that plays a huge factor. Like I was saying yesterday, sometimes it doesn't really matter how terrible the team is that you're playing against. If you're like undefeated all year and you play against a divisional opponent, sometimes you're going to look like you're not even all that good when you play against a divisional opponent because it's a team that you're going up against that is very, very familiar with you. They play you year in, year out, twice a year.
Yeah.
Twice a year. So they
got your number.
They got your number. Like they could have your number. They're you know what I'm saying? So
and they should really. I mean,
yeah, they play you twice a year every year, you know what I'm saying? They so the Broncos, they deserve some type of leeway on that. But given the fact that the Broncos hasn't really been winning convincingly for like the past few weeks, and some of their wins that they've had throughout the entire season. Now, if they were playing against, like I said yesterday, if they were playing against a team that actually knew how to win and not know how to lose, they probably their record would have been a lot worse than what it already is right now. They probably would have had at least 5 losses. So, one game that I always go back to is the Giants game. Like I always think about the Giants game, how they put up like 30 points in the fourth quarter. If that was against the Chargers, or if they was playing against the Chargers, or the Bills, or the Patriots, they're not going to go up. They're not going to put up 30 points in the fourth quarter. That's not happening. So they did that again because I was against a team that doesn't know how to win. and against a coach, Brian Dable, who really hasn't done anything his entire career. Like, and when I mean by anything, I mean say like he hasn't really won anything. Like he's a good coach. Like he has a good resume of bringing quarterbacks. I guess you're not revolutionizing quarterbacks, but helping quarterbacks become better. Like Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen wasn't really doing nothing until Brian Dable actually really played a factor into that. So Brian Dable is a really good coach, and he's a really good coach of helping like putting quarterbacks in a better position for them to be better. But he really like right now, like he hasn't really been doing a good job since he's been in New York. So I'm saying that to say I forgot where I was getting at, but to go back to the Chiefs and the Broncos, so the Broncos won the game. A win's a win, but the fact of the matter is, it does kind of look like the Broncos are going to be a one and done team in the playoffs.
Like they're struggling.
Yeah, because they're struggling, and
Yeah.
they're struggling at the worst time of the year.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the thing about it is the beautiful thing about the NFL is that you can start off terrible. You can have a bad midseason. But if you get hot and you start winning, and if you then now have a chance to win your division and go into the playoffs, the beginning of the season, the middle of the season, what you did earlier, really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Football is a big part about how you finish. It is about how you start, but it's more about how you finish. So, because how you finish, that's all the wonders in the world. Like you may have still a shot, or you can bring that momentum into next year and into the offseason, into next year, so on, so on, so on. You know, football is really it's a momentum sport. So the Broncos right now, they got to get together because depending on who they play against in the playoffs, they're going to be a one and done, like Shannon Sharp said.
So thinking about this, the final score 23, was it 23? I mean 2013.
Yeah, 2013.
So and they won in the final 2 minutes of the game with something you're going to talk about later with Chris Jones. But but let's hypothetically had Patrick Mahomes has been playing, and get it. I'm not a Patrick Mahomes fan. But talent is talent.
Yeah.
Had he been playing, would you think the outcome been different?
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely do think the outcome would be different. To be honest with you, had he been playing, I would have picked the Chiefs to win this game. I would have picked the Chiefs to win this game, maybe like 22 to 19 or 23 to 17 or 10. I definitely would have thought the Chiefs would have won this game. Because think about this, man. And I forget how many minutes was left in the game.
It was like, I think 2.
Was it 2? Yeah, it wasn't that many minutes left in the game.
Maybe
It was like,
it was
like a minute and something. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And nobody's really talking about it, but to me, it bothers me because, dude, it's 4th and 3, I think, if I'm mistaken. But it was 4th and short. I'll say 4th and short yardage. And the Broncos are going for and they converted on the first down. You gave it to them. You gave the game to them. So, like in football, like one thing be a disciplined player is to not give the team anything.
Especially if it's 4th and short.
That's what I'm saying.
And the team's going. They're going to try to pull you offside.
Sorry, I said they do. Sometimes a cadence is the play.
Exactly.
So a cadence, so like when you see like Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the greatest cadence callers of all time. Yeah. Or like Peyton Manning, you hear Peyton Manning like Omaha.
Yeah, and that's
saying that to try to you know what I'm saying? Like they don't see nobody jump the sides, climb out.
Exactly.
And then you know what I'm saying?
And then they'll kick.
Yeah, they'll kick it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like Chris Jones is a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest defensive players of all time. And
he possibly lost that game.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was so furious. He lost that game for the Chiefs. I'm like, bro, you know better. You know better. Now, if it was a rookie or if it was like a first, second, a young player, I would not have been that hard. But Chris Jones knows better. And the fact of the matter is, to my knowledge, to what I'm seeing, this is the second time this year that he has done something dumb and gave the game away. That's why my favorite team, Justin Herbert had that great run, or like great run for that first down. And when him and Dren Trenkel was arguing, because he did a dumb thing like what Chris Jones did. And then so this game, I want to put this game on Chris Jones. I'm like, bro, who's to say that if you did stop them, that they didn't have Patrick Mahomes, but if they did have Patrick Mahomes,
it will almost be like a 10 out of 10 chance
Yeah,
that Patrick Mahomes would have marched that ball down there and they would have scored. At least got a field goal. At least. You jumped off sides, you gave them fresh downs. Not only did you not give them fresh downs, but they scored. They scored, I think, like on the second play, on the second try.
Yeah.
And so now you're giving this young quarterback that nobody really knows nothing about, you're telling him to go and drive and score for us now, not get a field goal. Now you got to score. Now you're rushing, and the stuff is rushing in his mind. He's never been there before. He made mistakes on those downs.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
didn't have no time to make up for it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what I'm saying? That changed the whole dimension of the game. And so, like, that irritated me when I saw that. Like, I was just like, who's to say? They probably could have at least got a field goal. Maybe. Who's to say? But I know for a fact they would have at least got a field goal. If 100% chance if it was Patrick Mahomes.
Well, if they hadn't pulled him offside, the Broncos would have went for a field goal. I don't know if they would have went for the touchdown on fourth and 2,
Yeah,
or 4th and 3, 4th and short. Their field goal. I mean, they were in touchdown range, but I don't know goal line range, but I don't know if they would have went for it.
Are you talking about if they didn't drive them offside? They would have
Yeah, they had to draw them offside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If sometimes I'm saying some plays is the cadence play. Sometimes they're trying to see if they can draw them offsides, and if they don't draw them offsides, it was like, okay, timeout. Depending on depending on where they are the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, if they're like all the way out of field goal range and they, you know what I'm saying, they be like, okay, we can't draw them offside to get a fresh set of downs, timeout, kick the ball.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
But Chris Jones just went offside and just gave them getting a whole fresh set of downs.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, bro, like, you know, so anyway, man, I Broncos won, a win's a win. They better get it together. They have 2 weeks to get it together going into it's really actually I think I only have 1 week left.
And that's the thing about it. Them playing like this without the full complement of the Chiefs team and only winning by a touchdown in the last 2 minutes of the game kind of puts them in a position that they may be our first round in the playoff.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what the Sharks said. The Sharks have one and done. And I think so too. So it says Broncos Hawks. Now let me go. That was just good information. So it says Denver Broncos, they would clinch AFC West title with win tonight and Chargers loss Saturday. So if the Chargers lose on Saturday and the Broncos won, which they already did, they will clinch the AFC West title. So the Chargers cannot lose.
So that's a big if the Chargers lose, though. The Chargers are hot right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a Texan, I don't know. But, I mean, the Chargers are hot right now. So I don't know if that's going to put them in a clinch mode, though. I mean, if the Chargers, because I think the Chargers are going to win.
I think they will too. Now it's not going to be no walking apart because the Texas defense is violent.
Yeah.
They're violent. They're the only defense that I would say is more violent than the Chargers defense is the Texas defense. The only defense that's more violent than the Texas defense is the Chargers defense. So they're like you will see on Saturday. You'll see on Saturday that's going to be a blood fight.
But we have a better quarterback.
Huh?
We have a better quarterback.
Yeah,
That matters.
We have a better quarterback. That does matter. But
And our defense is better.
well, I'm not going to talk.
Well, one mistake can make a big difference. That's the thing about it.
I'm not
in a game like that.
And I'm not just going to just flat out just say our defense is 100% better than Texas defense. Our defense is good, and if our defense was more consistent, I would have been like, okay, yeah, our defense is better. But the Chargers defense has been inconsistent throughout this year, and the Texas defense has been consistent all year long. It's their offense has been a little bit inconsistent, but their defense has been consistent all year long. Like, yeah, like the Chargers does has the better quarterback without a doubt, but still, the Texans the Chargers had the better quarterback last year, and look what happened. So the Texans can literally win this game based off pure defense, and we have a weaker offensive line too. We have weaker problems than the Texans' problems. Then the Texans has bigger problems. So again, like with that offensive line breaking down, when the Chargers offensive line breaks down, we're going to lose that game. Plain and simple. If we don't get a consistent running game going, if we don't keep Justin Herbert upright consistently throughout that game, the Texans are going to win. CJ Stroud is not going to have to do much. The Texans is one of those teams, like I was talking about yesterday. They're one of those teams where the quarterback doesn't have to play very well for them to win. That's it. They're just not built around CJ Stroud. The Broncos, and this is we go back to the part about the Broncos. The Broncos is one of those teams where Bo Nix doesn't have to play well for them to win. Now, here's the thing: going deep into the playoffs, there's going to be a time where they're going to need that.
Right.
That's for the regular season. But going to the playoffs, they're going to need that because, and this is the thing about Bo Nix, you was talking about, you know, was this win really convincingly? Was it surprising, you know, win because it's against the Chiefs? And no, it wasn't all that surprising because it was expected, you know, but with the Denver Broncos winning like this shows this one thing, like I've been saying all year. It proves my point about how I've been saying I think I know the quarterback is going to hold the Broncos back. The Broncos are a Super Bowl built team, all from bottom down from the ownership all the way down to the gender. Everything is set in place. Everything is set in place for them to win a championship. The only thing that I think is going to hold them back is Bo Nix, number 10 on the Broncos. Yeah, and that's going to show in the playoffs. That's going to show in the playoffs because look, they only put up 22 points. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bo Nix, he's an athletic quarterback. He can run, he can scramble, he's mobile.
He had 182 passing yards.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. You know what I'm saying? 182 passing. That's him. That's his average year. I mean, week in, week out. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, you'll see the playoff. He's going to hold them back. He's going to be the reason why they don't win because they're going to need him to really put that game on their back. And he's not going to be able to do it. Or they might go against a team that's just lighting the scoreboard up. It's a quarterback. Doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how great the defense is. If you're going against a quarterback who's not seen everything, who has like Tom Brady IQ like level esque, and they're just slicing and dicing the defense up, and the defense is having a bad day. And then out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like Sean Payton's going to go to Bo Nix and be like, "Yo, we need you. We need you to. We're taking the training wheels off." There is going to be a time they're going to have to take the training wheels off of Bo Nix, and they're not doing that.
Well, let's go back a couple of years. Do you think Bo Nix is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson?
No.
Right now.
You said a couple of years ago?
Let's say 2 years ago when Russell Wilson was with the Broncos.
No, Russell Wilson was better. He was more efficient.
Well,
They could have won actually, but it just collapsed out of nowhere. I don't think Sean Payton wanted Russell Wilson as his quarterback.
That's a good question. That's a good question, actually. Because when Russell Wilson was with Denver,
He was efficient.
he wasn't he wasn't really efficient, but it wasn't he wasn't the reason why he was looking bad. Because he was looking if you're looking at it with the naked eye, he was looking bad. If you look at the tape, it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But there were times where he were actually playing very well. And it wasn't all on him. Like the team was terrible. They had terrible coaching, they had terrible personnel, all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's a good question. I mean, if you're going to say are you going to say like this on pure productivity all around? Bo Nix is better. What's better? Bigger. But if you're saying like, if you go a little deeper, if you're talking about the situation, you're putting that into place, you know, what Bo Nix had to go through, what Russell Wilson had to go through, what Bo Nix had, what Russell Wilson had, et cetera, et cetera. So if you compare all that, then you just can't flat out just say it was Bo Nix better than Russell Wilson because Bo Nix has everything going for it.
He just fits the system better, Bo Nix. Fits that.
Well, this is a different system.
Well, with Sean Payton, because Sean Payton did play with Russell Wilson.
Well, he coached with Russell Wilson for like a year and a half, and I think he was playing any benches. So you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But even with the systems being better, yeah, you're right. But like he has everything for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that defense wasn't even that good when Russell Wilson was there. This team is a much better team when Russell Wilson was there. Much better team. You know, their defense wasn't like as
you had the stacks around him. It made the outcome when it certainly came out different.
Yes, because and then the thing about Bo Nix, he's an on-time throw player, and that's Sean Payton. He's an on-time throw type of coach. He wants his quarterbacks to be on time, you know, and not trying to extend plays, juggle it around and all that. And so that's kind of, I think that's another reason why
he wanted a pocket pass.
More of a pocket pass type of passer, yeah, on time, anticipatory throw player. That's what Drew Brees was. And Russell Wilson is anything but that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why Sean Payton didn't like Russell Wilson. That's why he got rid of Russell. That's why we literally paid Russell Wilson to leave. And he got a quarterback that fit his system better. And Bo Nix does fit that better. But Sean Payton has to understand, and I think Sean Payton does understand, Bo Nix isn't Drew Brees. Drew Brees did fit the system of Sean Payton, but
Drew Brees was Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Drew Brees was an assassin. You know what I'm saying? And so, and there's only so many quarterbacks that was as smart as Drew Brees in the league ever that played. You know, so that's that. You know, so
Okay.
yeah. So you know, I mean, that was like, see, so like going around the stats. Bo Nixon. Let's see. Bo Nix, he was like 26 to 38 for 138, 82 yards, one touchdown, one interception, one sack. Harvey, I think Harvey, he didn't really get the running game going. 14 out of 43. And then Sutton, he didn't really do too much. Porter Sutton, he was 4 catches, 40 yards. Yeah. And so there was a lack of production on the offense all over. The Chiefs, Dukan, I think that's his name. The quarterback from the Chiefs. He didn't even pass for 100 yards.
66 yards.
Yeah, that's
One touchdown.
that's terrible. So I mean, 13 at 22, one touchdown. And he was sacked once. Kareem Hunt, he didn't do anything. He didn't have a running game going, much running game. 7 carries for 38 yards, 9 carries for 32 yards. And that's gonna be another thing about the Broncos too, is that they don't really got a running game. They don't really got a running game going. That's gonna hurt them. That's definitely gonna hurt them. I mean, J.K. Dobbins, I don't know how long he's been out. I don't think he's playing like I wonder if he's out for the season. But they're gonna have to get a running game going, man. They gotta get some type of even if they got good production out of Bo Nix, you're not gonna go deep into the playoffs by just passing the ball. And so that's the thing. Like they say, you run like Rex Ryan used to say, you run, you pass the score, you run the win. And the Broncos, they had all year, they haven't had a win. All year. So right now Denver is 13, they're 13-3. They're first in the AFC West.
I was about to ask you that. I was like, if the playoffs was to start right now, who would the Broncos play?
That's a good question.
Well, you look at that, J.K. Dobbins it says he could potentially return for a Broncos Super Bowl.
Oh wow, so he's out for a while.
He could potentially return.
So he's out for the whole entire playoffs so if they go to the Super Bowl, he could potentially return to the Super Bowl.
What did he have? What happened?
A foot injury.
Oh,
But career-wise, he has had
He's always had injury.
ACL and Achilles injury during his time in the NFL. So he's had some major issues. You get a torn Achilles, that's going to follow you, especially high-performance sports like football.
Yeah, and especially if you're a running back.
Exactly, that's going to follow you.
Not everybody's an Adrian Peterson. We can bounce back from AC.
Yeah, ACL.
That was remarkable. Not to change the subject, but that was remarkable what Adrian Peterson did when he tore his ACL and came back, and I think he had 2,000 rushing yards that year.
He was just
He was a different breed, man.
He was a machine. Adrian Peterson, yeah. And to me, his career was short.
Yeah, I think he played 8 years.
I think he played 10.
But even at the late point in his career as a running back, he was still good.
Yeah, it was great.
He didn't go. It wasn't like he went out when he was down. He went out when he was on top. Yeah, but it looked like Dobbins won't return unless the Broncos are going to the Super Bowl.
I think if the playoffs were it to start like right now, and the season was to end, I think the Broncos would be playing the Texans. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm looking it up right now.
So yeah, I mean the game last night, the Broncos and the Chiefs, it wasn't a phenomenal like playoff game or even season game. It was just like, I don't know. Because I wasn't impressed with the fact, again, I go back to the fact that Patrick Mahomes wasn't in the game and you down and the Broncos have all their starting players in except for a few, but you're only 2 minutes in and down and you are tied, and so that to me, I don't know, you might say differently. That was though it's a low impact, it was a good game. I don't know, to me it wasn't a very good game.
You didn't think the Broncos and Chiefs game was very good?
No, because for the Broncos to have majority of their starting players and to be 2 minute warning tied.
Yeah.
13, what was it? They was tied,
It was 13-13. It was
13-13. Yeah, exactly. To have all your star players in and you're tied, and then you got a third string quarterback in for the Chiefs and you're tied. Yeah, that just wasn't an impressive win. Not good. I would have thought they would have blown them out. I mean, I gave my projection 23-10, I think it was something like that. But I would have. It just would have. Didn't seem like it would have been that close to me. It shouldn't have been that close.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like according to the Bleacher Report, if the playoffs were to end today. Well, first I'll get back to this. Let's go over the games real quick. I'll just talk about the other games weren't too much to talk about, but we'll give them my predictions. Then we can talk about the playoffs real quick. Let's see. What was all right, so we talked a lot about the Broncos and Chiefs game. Vikings and Lions. So I said the Vikings was going to win 31-23. Uriah said they was going to win 21-19. Dad, you said they was going to win 17-19. And
I said the Lions.
I said the Vikings was going to win 31-23. Uriah said the Lions was going to. I said the Vikings were going to win 21-23. Uriah said the Lions was going to win 21-19. You said the Lions. Yeah, you said the Lions is going to win 17-14. And the outcome of that game
23-10.
23-10. Vikings won. Yeah, Vikings won 23-10. So I mean, I was right about the game. I was a little off on the score margin. Uriah, you and Uriah's score margin was a little closer, which I was wrong about the team.
Yeah.
So that's a bigger factor, to be honest.
But wasn't that a surprising lose though for
Yes,
the
it was.
Lions against the
I
Redskins?
expected the Lions to really come out and be a little bit more aggressive, more ferocious. Your season's on the line. You know, like I was expecting them to not put up 10 points.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Against what? A second string, a third string quarterback
He was
in the Minnesota?
Yeah.
Who do we even know the guy's name? Like, does anybody even know that guy's name? No disrespect to him, but it's just like that's just ridiculous. That was just pitiful. Like they played like they
Rossman.
They played like they didn't like even know what to do. Like they played like they didn't know the game plan. They played like they don't like they didn't know, like they were just out there.
Yeah, he didn't really do much. I mean, Aaron Glenn, what's his name? I don't know where he's from.
Jared Goff, like
Max
the snap twice.
and he only threw for 51 yards.
Like what in the world? How like and they put up and they managed to put up 23 points on you. You only managed to put up 10. That's pitiful, man. That's what the Lions need to blow up everything. They need to blow up everything. They need to do some trades this offseason. They need to do some trades.
But they didn't have a bad season though. That's the thing about it.
Well,
The Lions didn't have a bad season.
they didn't live up to their potential. They didn't live up to their potential. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They went to the playoffs last year. That means the expectation is to win a playoff game this year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't live up to their potential. That's just pitiful performance. It's nauseating to look at. I was like, how do you just put up 10 points?
Yeah. Yeah.
Weather wasn't even a factor. They're both playing in a dome. This is ridiculous. They're gonna have to blow that team.
And they will
blow it up.
And the fact about they were the playoff contender, that even makes it worse.
That was just pitiful for performance by the Lions. Disgusting performance. They're gonna have to make some trades. They're gonna have to do some serious trades.
You don't think it's good coaching?
That's what I was saying, Dante, earlier. I love Dan Campbell, but after next year, or maybe give him maybe a couple more years, but if they play the same way, fire him. You gotta fire him. You don't need to go fourth down on every single play. That's what Dan Campbell does. He hardly kicks the ball.
And that's what it says here, that the Vikings capitalize on turnover.
Like that's just
They
doesn't make
capitalize
any
on
sense.
turnover.
You go for fourth down every single play. give your offense a breather. Give your offense time to regroup, recalculate. All right, kick the ball down. Okay, we're gonna do X, Y, and Z next play. Breathe a little bit, sit down. Instead of no, we didn't get this first down. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. It's just like you're gonna like run out of steam. This isn't college.
And looking at stats, Minnesota forced 6 turnovers.
Yeah, 6 turnovers.
6 turnovers and reported 5 sacks.
Yeah.
So
Jared Goff
they
almost
dominated.
snapped
They
twice.
dominated. The defense dominated.
That's team up. It's just like the Chiefs because you're gonna. It's just like the Steelers. You're constantly gonna be in that limbo area because you're not gonna get a lot of draft picks. You know what I'm saying? Or high draft picks.
Because
And that's your record. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna just constantly just be at the like the fence. You're gonna be like straddling the fence. And the Lions' problem is constant injuries.
So I know we're talking about the Lions and the Vikings. So you just mentioned like the Steelers. You know, even though Mike Tomlin has the longest history of winning,
19
you know,
seasons.
but still though, I mean,
They're
you're not bringing trophies home. You're not bringing rings home.
Yeah.
That has to say something. Even though he has had a substantial career, but you're not bringing trophies and rings home.
Their problem is the QB problem. You know, and I love Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I
but-
think that's the same problem with the Lions.
But, I mean, I can't argue against that.
Yeah.
I can't argue. To be honest with you.
Prior to this year, because he had Ben Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because the results is results.
Yeah.
Easy to say. And I love Jared Goff, but honestly, it's just like results is results. He fumbled a snap twice.
Twice, like
Why? Not just one time, like 2 times.
yes, they win the game.
Fumbled a snap. And how many interceptions did he throw? They might have to trade Jared Goff.
He threw, yeah, and that's the second time getting traded. He's trash. He was 18 to 29, 197 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, sacked 5 times. And
then 2 fumbles.
Yeah, we're not talking about how many times he fumbled the ball. Bro, he fumbled the ball twice. Yeah, he fumbled the ball twice. We had a total of 4 turnovers.
18 out of 29 passes.
Yeah, like
That's poor.
Yeah, it's like Jared Goff. Like it's like the same thing with the Broncos. I think Jared Goff is going to continue to keep holding the line back.
Yeah, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions.
And four turnovers total. 4 total turnovers. Like Jared
5
Goff,
sacks. Yeah.
he's not it, bro. That's what Sean McVay knew that. Sean McVay went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff and traded him.
And not only that, but that year, Jared Goff had an amazing stat year.
Yeah.
As a QB. Amazing.
That's
He had
what I'm
an
saying.
amazing year.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, Jared Goff is like the whole entire world. Jared Goff is one of those quarterbacks where the entire world just wants to be good for some reason. Everybody's been praising this dude since he's been in.
I mean, I like Jared Goff.
I don't.
But, you know, it's the fact.
Yeah,
It's either you got it or you don't.
and he don't fight. He never will.
I mean, been a high contender for in the playoff this year and lose against the Vikings. You're pretty much, you can say that he's washed.
They don't have to trade him. I don't even know if he's washed up. He has reached his ceiling and he's never
Going beyond it.
gone beyond it. He's been playing the same way how he's been playing since he's been in the league. You think somebody's washed up when they were great or for not, or like a Hall of Fame type, and then they can't like they're like, oh, you think somebody like Aaron Rodgers is washed up?
Well, he ain't washed up. I mean, he is winning for Steelers.
I can't say he's washed up.
He's not the reason why he's
Well, he's a quarterback though. He has some input on it. He may not be the number one reason.
Aaron Rodgers.
But I mean, I'm not an Aaron Rodgers fan, and I didn't like him going to Steelers. You know,
I can see why you say that. Yeah, but when you say that, you think somebody's washed up when they were great, they're not great.
that would be what's his
They're right.
no,
He's not great anymore.
with Green Bay quarterback. I'm not Green Bay. Yeah, it was.
Brett Favre.
Yeah, that's Brett Favre coming back into the season. I mean, coming
Well,
back.
he had a great year with the
Yeah, but-
Snapping off before he retired. When he was in Minnesota, he was lighting up with that board. You can even see it with Aaron Rodgers. Even with Phillip Rivers, you can say somebody like Phillip Rivers is watching. He is.
Well,
He looks like he's hurting every time he throws the ball. He's not going to last very long. Now, here's the right. He didn't go through an offseason. He got off the couch and straight into the regular, straight into midseason and started playing with the Colts.
no mini
So,
or anything.
you know what I see for the Rivers? I would like to see Phillip Rivers next year for the Colts. I'd like to see him go through the whole offseason, be committed, but go.
That'll be interesting.
They'll be dangerous. Dangerous team.
That'll be interesting.
They can go into the playoffs.
When you think if he get a full season, Phillip Rivers get a full season, that he's going to be productive?
Yeah, I think he will because I thought that games, last couple games that he played, he actually looked really, really good. Now I will say this: last game, nobody's talking about it, but it turns me off when I see quarterbacks underthrowing wide receivers. And he was underthrowing a lot of his receivers, and I'm not going to knock him on an interception that he threw. He was trying to make something out of something. And he was,
That wide receiver didn't turn.
yeah, there was a lot that went through that, and then lack of not experience, lack of play.
Playtime. Yeah, playtime.
He's been out for 5 years. He just called a high school championship game like weeks before. For him to do that and come and play like how he's playing, I was highly impressed. I mean, I've always
That was a lot with the
And so I think there should be no question about who should, if Phillip Rivers wants to now, it's all on him. It's up to him. But I don't think it should be any discussion about who should be the quarterback going into next year.
What about Daniel Jones? You don't think they should sign him?
Screwed. I mean, no, they should sign him to be the second string quarterback. It should be Phillip Rivers, Daniel Jones, Anthony
You
Richardson.
know what's crazy?
Yeah.
That's his
Should be
number.
good.
Daniel Jones in some first 17.
So if we talking about quarterbacks, where do you think Russell Wilson should go?
I think he should just call it a day.
You think so? I think he's still gonna do more.
I think he should just hang up the
It's taking a lot. I don't need to say that, but I've been on his bus since he's been in the league, and I just jumped off the bus. I got off the next bus stop. Like after I saw his last play when Jackson Dart was hurt, I think, and then they put Russell Wilson in, and he threw the ball to the field to the goal
Yeah.
post. I was like, yo,
It's like his head's not in it.
I'm like, bro, I don't think you should bet for that. Like when you're throwing the ball to the goalpost, what the heck?
Yeah.
Like, bro, what he needs to do?
It's weird because you want to root for him,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
You do want to root for him. I'm still rooting for him. But you gotta be reality. This is reality sport. All day is
Yeah.
reality sport. And on my channel, like they know that I'm not biased. They know how big I am on Justin Herbert. They know how big I am on Peter Williams, how big I am on my USC quarterbacks, players. But I'm not gonna be biased. Like this is reality sport.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest.
just
I
hanging
like Russell Wilson.
You got your Super Bowl.
Yeah, he got it. Because, dude, like
What team would call you?
Yeah, now I will say this: he could probably be a second string, third string, maybe. But starting, heck,
What about Miami? You think if Miami goes after Russell Wilson?
it will be an interesting story. I'll tell you that. It'll be an interesting story. Mike McDaniel, Russell Wilson, and then maybe if they can get Tyreek Hill back, the Waddle, we got H.N.
Or what if now this may be crazy, but what if the Lions go out and get Russell Wilson?
I think that'll be a disaster. Russell Wilson is going to, for Russell. All right, this is the thing. I think he can still sling it. I think he can still spin it. He is going to need a perfect situation for him to continue.
You
gotta look out for this game. This movie. John Madden, Nicolas Cage and Christian Bale.
It looks
So-
interesting.
That's a good game.
Good movie. Russell Wilson needs a team with an offensive line that's going to not just protect him, but protect his mobility game.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to need he's going to need a perfect situation for him to stay in, for him to continue to keep playing, because he's not mobile anymore. He can't cook. He can't dance around in the pocket. He can't do any of that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No, I know so. You can watch the tape.
Yeah,
You can
when
see
he does it, it's just like
Well, I thought that was what the issue with him being at the Broncos, that Sean Payton didn't want him that mobile as a quarterback, and he still had that mobility.
because he knew he couldn't do it.
This probably was
No?
the case. That's probably was the case with Sean Payton. Like I said before, Sean Payton is not. It's never been that type of coach. He was.
He wants this
won that.
like
Yeah, he
pocket
wants.
passer.
He wants his quarterback to be on time.
Old
On
school.
time.
So then I think you're probably trying to adjust to that system of staying in the pocket, and it threw his game.
But no, not at all. Because we have 2 years of taking 2 different teams that he was pretty much wasn't able to do.
yeah, under delivery.
He wasn't able to do that in Pittsburgh. He had all 3 in a row to do it. Mike Tomlin wasn't able to do like that. Mike Tomlin ain't that type of coach. Mike Tomlin cares about defense.
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin can care less about the quarterback.
Tomlin's the top of
Tomlin
coach.
just
Yeah,
wants to win.
he's like,
He
if
ain't
you're
gonna-
talented, go out there and do your thing.
Yeah, Tomlin's not like that. He's not that type of scheme. He's not that type of offensive coach. He's not an offensive period. So Russell Wilson had all the freedom in the world to do it in Pittsburgh, and he couldn't do it. He didn't do it because he couldn't do it. And he had all the freedom in the world to do it, and he definitely had all the freedom in the world to do it in New York. Because you see what Jackson Dart is doing, and they was hoping that when Jackson Dart was doing, Russell Wilson could be doing that.
Yeah, and mentor him.
Yeah,
But you know who I was
Russell Wilson couldn't do it.
But you know who I really wish would have went to Pittsburgh, and they didn't. Bryce Young.
That would have been nice.
That's who I really
That
would
would have been nice.
have went to Pittsburgh.
That would be nice. But I don't even think that would be high draft picks to get him.
Yeah, but
They're only freaking in
yeah.
They just
always getting average players.
They got sometimes you just gotta blow up and just trade a lot of people.
I think that would have been the perfect one.
That would have been nice.
I think that would have been perfect.
That would have been nice. That's what Tomlin needs. A nice young quarterback that's accurate, that's sound, pocket passer, that knows how to command the defense, that knows how to command his offensive line.
This is why I felt like Mike Tomlin.
That would have been amazing.
that seen Shador with Pittsburgh. I don't understand why he didn't get it.
That would have been
And
amazing.
maybe it was Shador probably said something.
No, I don't think we're doing it. I think it was probably some history between Deion Sanders and Mike Tomlin. I
Like they
think
were bad blood or something.
he might have some bad blood. I mean, cause remember, Deion Sanders been in the league a long time. He's been out for a minute, but he was in the league a long time. Then he was calling. He was in sports analysis for a long period of time too. And Mike Tomlin's been coaching for almost 20 years as a head coach. And so I think it's just my speculation. There's nothing that says that, but I just think that might be the issue, especially if Shador was, coming out as a top contender.
I mean, Deion did say, like, I'm going to have control of where my son plays, and we might pull an Eli Manning. He did say that. So that rubs a lot of coaches and GMs the wrong way, regardless who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine if you're a head coach. Oh, I was thinking about drafting Shador, but when you hear that, you don't pull an Eli Manning?
So and then
Okay.
you think you're gonna come here and control the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's what I'm like.
you're not controlling the program here.
Yeah, Shador, he can ball. You know, it's just that, sometimes parents, or fathers,
Okay.
like you root for your son's success so much that you could tarnish their success,
So yeah. But I think Bryce Young though would have been excellent for
That would have been amazing. Or even should do, because after Aaron Rodgers got 1-2 years.
Aaron Rodgers, he made it clear. I don't know if he's going to follow what he said, follow his word, be a man of his word, but that's not the word to say. Be his word. I don't know if he's going to probably change his mind. He made it clear months ago that this will be his last year.
So who's their quarterback?
But again, they're looking pretty good right now. They're looking kind of hot going into this. This is the best time to get hot is towards the end of the year, no matter where you are. The best time to get hot is finishing it up. You know what I'm saying? That's the best.
Finish it strong.
You know what would be crazy? Now, this is a crazy analogy. Like, say the coach moved past Phillip Rivers and just said, thank you. What if Mike Tomlin picks up Phillip Rivers?
So you're
I don't
saying
think he would.
you're saying if the Colts would pass through the river,
What if they're like, thank you, Rivers, all you have done, but we're going to go back to Daniel Jones? And what if Mike Tomlin come out and be like, you know what, let's get Rivers?
I don't think he will. Because think about it. Mike Thomas he's not at the prime of he's not
I
at
see
the
what
peak
you're
of
saying.
his career.
I ain't going to go to an old quarterback again.
Exactly. And then
he's
you
been
end
doing that.
your career. You end your career like this.
It's what he's been doing. That. That's,
Yeah.
what he's about. That's who he is. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does something like that. I wouldn't. I don't think Mike Thomas all of a sudden going to change his ways and be like, okay, we're going to go with a young quarterback. And they're already drafting when they always draft in the draft. They're going to be picking in the middle again. They had an average season,
They're
and
gonna trade
if
up.
they win a playoff game, they're going to be drafting a lot later in the draft. They're going to they're going to be picking later than when they're usually used to pick because they always finish a year 80, like 80, 90, just average value, so they're always picking the exact same spot every single year. They have never been in a position to draft what they have outside of this year. They've never been in a position to draft outside of this year for a quarterback coming out of the draft. And he had a chance to get Shador. I don't know, maybe it's something between him and Dion. I don't think it was last man, maybe. But anyway, the fact of the matter is he passed up on Shador. And that's been Mike Tomlin. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does do that with Philip Rivers. Now, given what you're saying, like, wouldn't be wise for him to do that. But I don't know. If Philip Rivers is really good, how he's playing right now. I mean, I'll say this, like how he was spinning that ball and giving him a whole offseason, he might be a better pickup than Aaron Rodgers. Because right now, Aaron Rodgers looks more washed up than Philip Rivers does, and Aaron Rodgers has never stopped playing. So
Yeah, that is something to consider.
Well, in considering though, I mean, you still got to take physiology into the mix. They are older quarterbacks. I mean, they're older players, and so at 42, 44 years old, still playing. This is a young man's game. This is not an old man's game. The only person that proved that to be wrong, and that's phenomenal, that is Tom Brady. I mean, other than that, it's like, okay.
So, I mean, Rivers has proven it now, you know.
No, well, they don't do game. He's only been a game for the whole season.
What I'm saying is being out, you got to give him some credit. 5 years.
We already did. You know, do a thing versus Tom Brady.
But the season ain't with 2 games.
Tom Brady continue to play, but that's what I'm saying.
In Brett Favre,
That's what I'm saying. But I've seen them later, but they fall off. That's what I'm saying.
exactly.
Well, that's the point.
Rivers falling off.
You don't play 2 games. It's not a whole season.
Yeah.
You get this week,
But the week NFL, they have the league 5. This is the
Bro, and he also hasn't really been getting smacked either.
yeah, then they get hit. I mean, you talking about this week you playing top contender. Next week, this week you're 44 years old. Your body's gonna start saying, "Hey,
yeah,
I can't take this." Mentally, you there,
Yeah.
but physically, your body's saying, "No, I can't do this."
well, I don't know who the Steelers need to get then. I mean,
And we're gonna see how they're gonna look at the playoffs if they make the playoffs because the playoffs and it's already hard enough to win in the regular season. Playoffs is 10 times them. It's way more brutal, way more physical, way more intense. It's the margin of error. You guys are nearly perfect.
Yeah, way more testosterone.
Yes. Exactly, 100%.
Adrenaline is flowing.
We
We here.
we can see how people like them hold up.
And these guys, we here, we going. Everybody's saying we here, we going to Super Bowl. Everybody's adrenaline is high.
Everybody. So look, we gave Philip Rivers his props, but we
Yeah,
not giving him props.
I didn't give him. He said he was trapping his money, but he said he's free fast flag.
I'm saying he's trying to step because you're overrating him. That's why I said you're overrating him. Because you keep trying to say act like he's like a top 5 quarterback, and he's not. What? He's not even in the top 10. He's not. He's top 15. I'll give him top 15. He's not even the greatest player to play for the Chargers. He's not. He's not even the greatest player to play for the Chargers.
Dan Fouts is a great quarterback.
Dan Fouts is not. And then
Dan Fouts.
no, Dan Fouts ain't better than Justin Herbert. When has Dan Fouts done that Justin Herbert had? No, Dan Fouts ain't better than Justin Herbert. When has Dan Fouts